The Falcon Public House. John Leake is the landlord, who also combines the business of pork butcher.
The private residence of William Gardner Esquire, solicitor, who with his spectacles always appears to be a very severe, unapproachable man.
The fine old shop of Mr. George Lane, linen draper and outfitter, whose old retainers, Cork and Burley, with their polite and persuasive tact, will tempt you to buy what you don't want, and then offer you a glass of ginger wine.
Mr. Michael Bennett, the fishmonger, who deals in everything fishy in the best possible manner, and one may see the eels from the Colne all alive-o on his shop slab. Our nose will tell us the nature of his business.
The ancient George Hotel, a roomy old place. The principal room is approached from the yard by an open-air staircase. There is also the old courtroom, used for the county court periodically and for social meetings.
Messrs. Guildford and Kirby, watchmakers, occupy the next quaint bow-fronted shop with high windowsills. A boy once deposited a pea on Mr. Kirby's nose with a pea shooter while he was examining a watch with his magnifying glass.
The small, old-fashioned bow-windowed shop of Jeff's, confectioners and sweetstuff dealers.
Mr. Spencer Homewood, baker and miller, a sportsman and a good cricketer. He played in the first match on Uxbridge cricket ground.
Mr. George Henry Heron and Son, auctioneers and wine merchants. They have extensive cellars and also stores under the market house.
The Ram Inn, with its yard and extensive stabling and coach houses, where farmers congregate to put up their horses and vehicles.
The Bell Inn, with its adjoining odoriferous yard, crowded with blocks of slums, frequent fights and rowdy harangues.
The Sun Inn, a very old place, a night house for loaded vehicles passing through to London.
The business of Mr. Robert Austin. The left-hand half is a tobacco, cigars and snuff department. The right-hand half is devoted to the sale of gentlemen's hats.
A small shop occupied by Gambits, who has a small collection of scientific instruments.
Atwell's Yard, then the old shop of William Atwell, watch and clockmaker, where a quiet, steady business is carried on.
The ancient ivy-covered house and shop of Mr. Rawlinson, plumber. The front space enclosed by a low wooden fence and gate. Leaden figures stand upright against the walls.
The very old public house, known as the Rose and Crown.
Samuel Mason's shop, which is packed with second-hand furniture, the grime and dust not conducive to a flourishing business.
The yard called Bonsi's. There was a tale of a ghost haunting these buildings, and in consequence, night after night, crowds of rowdy young people were engaged laying the ghost. That is, causing destruction of the buildings until they lay in ruins.
The private house of Mr. William Newman, bootmaker. He is bandmaster to the Uxbridge Yeomanry Cavalry, his son Henry playing the cornet, and another son William the kettle drum.
His daughter is learning photography with a view to starting in business.
Mrs. Eliza Payne, straw bonnet maker. She does a good trade, this kind of lady's headgear being the order of the day.
A block of buildings where Messrs. Charles Bailey and Son carry on business as dyers and cleaners. They are members of the Yeomanry Cavalry. Good swordsmen, for which they hold several prizes.
A good private house, the front enclosed with a dwarf palisade fence with a large laburnum tree.
A long range of beautiful elm, oak and chestnut trees, with a rookery in their topmost branches, forms a most picturesque exit to the old town.